Hi, guys. Welcome. Hello, Mercury Retrograde. Sorry about that. A little confusion I perceive on the other end. When I scheduled the live, it was done in my time. So I think it says that it's showing up on the East Coast at 9 p.m. Sorry. We're live now. Just will wait a few minutes so that everybody can receive the notice that we are about to go live. How is everybody? How are you doing? How has your day been? My day was amazing. I am so excited about some of the things that are being created and the things that are happening here over at the Provocative Intuitive. So I welcome you. Welcome. Welcome to this full moon activation meditation. Now, in today, in these 10 seconds, there is an interesting energy that we also know called Mercury Retrograde, which I think you guys know, but it just kind of means all crazy things, all things go haywire in communication. That can mean your computers, your cell phones, a lot of the things with timing and locations and all those kind of things. Sometimes they go a little askew. So just as a prerequisite, a preemptive awareness, keep that in mind. So if we have any interesting points of views about points of views that occur through this broadcast, just know we'll always be able to go back and relaunch. Okay. Hi everybody. Hi Becky. Hi guys. How is everybody doing? How does it get even better? What else is possible? Okay. So what is this full moon about? What do we have to look forward to? Oh my goodness, I just caught a look of myself in the camera. You know when somebody has a facelift and they try to pretend like they didn't have a facelift and you're like, she had a facelift. I know you can tell that I got my beard colored today in preparation for a shoot tomorrow. And it's a little aggressive in the moment, but don't worry, we're going to tame it down. So as you're asking, oh, is his beard darker than usual? It is darker than usual. So welcome. Hold on one second. I realized also some people are asking for the link right now. Welcome. Okay. So new full moon in Cancer. So there are some things that I want to talk about the energy of Cancer and why it's so special and so unique that it is right now in the full moon. The full moon is actually in the sign of Cancer. First of all, because the moon itself is, each sign has a ruling planet, and the ruling planet of the sign of Cancer is the moon. So what does that tell us? It tells us that because of that beautiful placement, the sign of Cancer is incredibly sensitive. It's incredibly vulnerable. It's incredibly raw. It's also the most nurturing sign in the Zodiac. Believe it or not, they say that if you have a moon in Cancer, you have a moon in Cancer and a moon in Taurus, then you are some of the best parents in the world. Anyway, Cancer in general is a sign of maternity. Okay, it's the sign of taking care of that which you create. It's the sign of nurturing. Both of my parents are Cancers, so I know very well. What else can I tell you about Cancers? They are incredibly intuitive, incredibly psychic, incredibly perceptive, and also incredibly empathic, which means they oftentimes take on the energy of anything and everything around them. The thoughts, the feelings, the emotions, the vibrations, the earth. If the earth is crying, it's crying. Cancers always know. They have such an innate connection to that energy. They're also very connected to the earth, speaking of which. And that connection to the earth is something that allows them to get grounded, right? Something that they know that there's always that stability underneath them. It's also, Cancers love their home. They love their home. They love things that make them feel good. That's why I wore my scarf today and I got all cozy because the moon is in Cancer. And yeah, So I want to talk about how this relates to you, whether you're a Cancer or not, it doesn't matter. Because this full moon, when a moon is full, it means that it's in its zenith, which means its highest point, its biggest strength. Okay. When the moon is new, it means it's brand new, its effects are less, and there's more opportunity to create because you don't have the astrological influences of whatever the planet is. Right now, we have a lot of influence from the sign of Cancer because the moon is full right now. So, in preparation for this beautiful energy, or with this beautiful energy, what I want you to do is I want you to ask, what is the greatest thing you've ever given birth to? It can be a child or children, obviously. But for those of us that don't have children, it can be a relationship. It can be the birth that you gave to a relationship. It can be something that you gave birth to in terms of a creation, a co-creation. It can be in terms of a home that you created. Anything that you created, that you gave birth to, that you would kind of call yourself mama. What would that be? Okay. During this time, it is going to become the energy is going to become very prevalent about taking care of those things that we've given birth to. Okay. Especially on the global stage with children. So we may start to see an uprise or a need, a desire to care for kids more in whatever capacity that may mean to you, which may just mean by meditating and sending consciousness, which is an amazing thing. But at this time, what I want and how it relates to us, let's think of something that we've given birth to that we want to contribute energy for, that we want to nurture, and that we want to care for. Okay? And as you tap into that energy, one of the other things that Cancer can do very well, obviously, what makes it a great sign for parenting, is it can really dig its little crab claws in, and it can become attached. Okay. When we become attached to something, we don't really let the energy of the universe in. We don't let the creator in. So I also want to ask you what it is in your life are you attached to? Could be something that you're addicted to. Cancers have a propensity towards addiction. It could be something you're addicted to. It could be something that really you're unwilling, or it's hard for you to maybe take a step back. And what we want to do tonight is also release yourself from the obligation of having to attach all that energy to it. Because as we begin to release that attachment, we let the universe come in and do its thing. I like to use the example of the carrot seed. If you guys remember this story, this children's story, it's one of my favorites. You know, if you plant a seed, you can't hover over the seed waiting for it to grow, right? Because it won't get any light, and it needs the sunlight to come in to help it grow. So in order for it to grow, you can't stand over it hovering. You've got to back off. You've got to walk away. So what attachments do you have in your life right now that you've been unwilling to walk away from, but in turn have caused it great, let's say, disability to grow even further? And what would it take? What would it take today and now to activate that energy so that it could grow further? This could also be in the form of a dream that you have, like something that you really want to do, something you want to accomplish. It can also be in the form of a relationship. It can be any of those things that need the space to grow. So we want to take some time also to think about that. Now, and because this is the sign of psychic awareness, psychic intuition, empathy, all of those things, I'm going to do a really fun exercise with you that I want, that was really pivotal in helping me to hone my abilities, to get more clear with my abilities, to be able to tap into them. And what it is I don't even know that there's a name for it. It's just something I remember as a kid. I'm very sensitive with my sense of smell, right? Very sensitive with my sense of smell. Like, and I used to say that, you know, I could smell when somebody was lying to me. I could smell when somebody was judging me from inside, right? And if you listen to that, that sounds really weird, right? It sounds really weird. Like how does judgment have a smell? Or how does lying have a smell? But for me, it has a smell. It's really, 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 really crazy. And what I recognize too is that those expanded awarenesses of those things, of everything in our life, helps us to expand all of what the universe is trying to communicate with us. Okay. I just had an idea. Like, I feel like maybe I need to create a course on this. So now I want you to think of an experience in your life. An experience in your actually no, let's be very, very simple about it. I want you to think of the color purple. Okay. Think of the color purple. What comes to mind first? What's the first thing that comes to mind? What's the first thing that comes to mind when you get the color purple? And so as you take that, I want you to remember a time in your life that would represent the color purple. Anytime, could be anything. And don't try to make it logical and don't try to explain it. Just when I say purple, what is a time in your life that something had the vibration of purple? Okay. So feel what that is for a second. Okay. What has the vibration of purple? Already I'm giving you clues. Vibration. Does purple have a vibration? Does it have a feeling? Does it have a tone to it? Get that sense of that tone. Okay. And now I want you to go even deeper and I want you to listen to what the color purple is communicating to you. Okay. Listen to what the color purple is communicating to you. It could be communicating to you in feelings. It could be communicating to you in sensations in your body. It could be communicating you literally, like you could literally hear voices or hear sounds or whatever. As you tap into that memory of the color purple, associated with the color purple, what is the sound that you hear with it? Okay. And so, for example, for some reason, the color purple took me to a wedding. Okay. Took me to a particular wedding. And then as I felt into that energy, the color purple, when I asked what I can hear, I hear waves. So the color purple, I hear waves. And so as I feel into this sensation, I hear waves. The color purple has waves for me. I'm going to ask what the smell is. What is the smell of the color purple? If purple had a smell, what would it be? Remember, you're not associating the memory, you're associating the color. If the color purple had a smell, what would it be? Right? Now, if the color purple had a texture, what would the texture be? So for me, the texture is very like velvety, okay, but like a crinkled velvet, not like a smooth velvet, like a crinkled velvet. And it's also has the smell of like pineapple or something pineapple-y or coconutty or something like that. So I'm really, really feeling into the color purple, the sensation, right? So as you go into that energy, what are you experiencing and what are you aware of as you grab all of those things from that one moment, from that one time in that one place in your life? What comes up for you? And so as you tap into that energy, what are you more aware of now that is available to you that you weren't aware of then or in the past? And so also remember that everything in the universe is divine timing. Everything in the universe is divine timing. So all of those things that came up for you, the thoughts, the feelings, the emotions, everything that came up to you around the awareness of the color purple, how does it relate to your life right now? How does it relate to your life right now? Forget about the memory that's associated with it. Tap into the energy of all of those things and ask yourself, what is this? And what is this teaching me? And what am I aware of now that I may have never been aware of before? And you can do this activity, you can do this exercise with almost anything. Like you can do it with a fear. I love to do it with non-tangible things, right? Like I love to do it with like emotions, right? So what color is joy? What does joy sound like? What does joy feel like? What does joy taste like? Right? And so all of those things help you to become they kind of become your palette for your intuition, and how all these energies around you are contributing to you to communicate to you, because at every every moment of the day there's this energy coming at us, and oftentimes we don't know what to do with it. We don't know how to receive it. We don't Most of the time we don't want it, right? And oftentimes it plagues us so much that it keeps us so stuck from moving forward. So when when you have one of these sensations now, when you have one of these things, these moments that you don't want, ask, what is this? What can I do with it? Can I change it? And feel into the energy of it. To get greater awareness, feel into the energy of it. Okay, what is this? What does this smell like? What does this feel like? What does this touch like? What does this taste like? And go through the senses so that you can expand a greater awareness into them. Now, I am very, very aware. I can feel you right now, speaking of being like, whoa, this is too cuckoo, right? Okay, if it doesn't work for you, let it go. Who cares? You will come back to this later and be like, oh my God, I just smelled the color yellow. And you'll be like, oh my God, Daniel was right. Or, oh my goodness, I tasted fear. Holy shit. What do I do with that? So this is one of the greatest tools that you can use to kind of, let's say, fine tune your psychic ability. Okay. So, um, peace. I want to talk about the energy of peace really quick before we jump into the meditation. You know, peace is one of those things that if you felt into the energy of peace, what would peace taste like to you? What would peace taste like to you? And what is that sensation? What is that energy? What does peace smell like? Okay. I want you to get a sense of the awareness around what peace is to you, because what you're doing is you're beginning to attach an awareness to something, right? The energy of peace. Now, here's the deal. For all of us, for how many ever thousands of people are watching this video right now, the truth is that we're all going to have a completely different awareness and experience of peace. Therefore, my question to ask you is peace really real? Is peace really real? Or is it something that we throw out there as something we are striving for, striving to achieve? Ah, I want peace. I want peace in my life here. I want peace in the world. I want peace. Da, 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 da. You notice whatever comes with peace is the word want. I want peace in my life. I want peace in the world. So instead of attaching that energy of chasing after something like peace, what I would love to invite you to do is now tap into the sensation and the energy of all that you created around the awareness of what peace is to you. Instead of chasing the word or the thoughts, feelings, opinions, emotions, judgments, conclusions, expectations about what peace is to other people that you've taken on and bought as yours, brush all of that aside, cancel it, and become clear in your energy of peace. And then ask yourself, what will it take for me to have more of that in my life? Okay? Welcome to the full moon in Cancer. Welcome to becoming a potent psychic bitch. Okay? Because, I would really, really, really love to live in a world where people were functioning from awareness, functioning from what you just experienced here, functioning from the energy of something rather than the judgment, the conclusion, the expectation, all that other crap. Okay? So, would you be willing to join me in making a commitment here to ourselves, to each other? This is such an amazing, amazing group of people. Literally, it's become like my soul family. And I am so grateful and so appreciative of all of you because I know that we've been together in many, many lifetimes before, and we're just remembering what we already knew then, right? And so as we become closer and closer to each other and we become more and more bonded spiritually, emotionally, metaphysically, what can we do and how can we contribute to each other to live in awareness all the time? So would you please join me in committing whatever that word means to you to becoming more aware this year in 2022? Becoming more aware takes us out of the physical limitations of the projections and expectations that everyone else is going through and that everybody else wants to deal with, and it brings us to the space of being able to kind of, I'm going to use the term look down. I don't mean like look down as in look down on others. I mean look down, observe from a bird's eye perspective, but not be involved in it, right? So when there's chaos going on in the world, you're above it, you're looking down, you're doing what you can to help, you're contributing. That's what I'm talking about. So would you be willing to join me to be here to practice this energy of becoming more aware? Thank you guys so much. We're going to do the meditation. Don't get me wrong. But I just want to say also, like, thank you so, so much for your invitation, for your ask. Okay. And what do I mean? What am I talking about? Guys, I was so busy today working on this project that I'm creating and manifesting and giving birth to. How cool. I just realized that I'm giving birth on the full moon of Cancer tomorrow. How does it get any better? What else is possible? Um, Again, how where are we? Anyway, back to you. Thank you to you. I was so busy today, really excited, doing all kinds of things to prepare for this shoot. I didn't have time to prepare for this evening's meditation. I didn't have time to sit down and actually say, oh, we're going to talk about this, we're going to do this, we're going to do this. Literally, I went live and I asked, what do you want? What could be a contribution to you? And taking all that I know astrologically about these things that are happening, and bam, all of a sudden your ask created what was delivered. So I would like for you to please remember this. That's how potent we are as individuals. When you show up with this energy, whether you know it consciously or unconsciously, when you show up with this energy of asking, you will receive it. And it comes in crazy, crazy shapes and forms. Okay. So, how potent are we? Okay. Let's go ahead and begin. Yes. Let's begin. Let's begin by uncrossing our arms and legs if that feels light to you. Let's begin. One of the other things I can tell you about the energy of Cancer is the energy of Cancer is the shallowest breather in the Zodiac. Okay, like literally physical breath. Cancers are the shallowest breathers in the Zodiac. So there's a lot of energy that's contained in their body. So one of the greatest contributions for Cancers, if anybody is here, Joanne, I know you're a Cancer. My mom is Cancer. Anybody who's listening, past, present, or future that we don't know yet, anybody who's listening or feeling that energy, please remember that, Cancers, because they're such shallow breathers, they're often in a lot of stress, right? That also means if you have Cancer in one of your major signs too, it's also something you want to be aware of. They don't take the time to breathe deeply. It's like they're always like, shh, I can't make a sound. I can't breathe. Nobody can know I'm here, right? It's that kind of energy. But remember, the breath is the closest thing we have to the Creator, to the light of the Creator. Without breath, we have no life, right? So we must breathe. We must breathe deep. So let's really, really focus our awareness on our breath right now, okay? So let's begin. Let's begin. Close your eyes. Now, let's take 3 deep breaths, okay? In through the nose and out through the mouth. In through the nose and out through the mouth. In through the nose and out through the mouth. And now let's shift our awareness to the center of the earth. And as you shift your awareness to the center of the earth, I want you to imagine really communing with earth. What does the earth feel like to you? What does it taste like? What does it smell like? The earth gives birth to everything. And what are you giving birth to in your life that you would love to receive contribution from the earth? Now, with that energy, let's scoop up all of that energy. And as you scoop up that energy, let's come up through the soles of our feet, through our ankles, our calves, our knees, our thighs, and traveling up through all of our chakras and popping up outside the top of our head, forming a beautiful ball of light. See yourself in this ball of light. And now imagine this ball of light traveling up, out past the space that we're in, out past Earth's atmosphere, out into outer space, past different planets and galaxies in the Milky Way. What does that feel like to float through space? What does it smell like? And what does it taste like? Imagine this energy lifting you up, out past the physical realm of the universe, into different layers of light. Some light, some dark. What are you aware of in this layer? Do you perceive any of your ancestors? Is anyone coming to greet you? To lift you higher and higher and higher through all of those layers? And as you lift through all of those layers, you come to a beautiful, golden-like light. Take a second to tap into this light, this energy. What kind of sensation does it bring you? What's happening in your body, in your being? Imagine that energy lifting you up past the golden-like light into a jelly-like substance light. Feel yourself moving through the jelly-like substance light. And as you move through the jelly-like substance light, you lift yourself up through a beautiful pink haze, which is the law of compassion. What does compassion taste like? What does it smell like? Allow that energy to lift you up into the seventh plane of all that is, the plane of creation, of oneness, of complete totality. And as you tap into that energy, feel this physical sensation, this tingling sensation all over your body. Feel it kind of melting away into everything. And as it melts away into everything, you become one with everything. What does it look like to become one with everything in the universe? What does it smell like? What does it taste like? What does it sound like? What is the sound of connection to everything in the universe? And as you relax into this space, I'd like for you to take a second to go back to the beginning of our evening when we talked about that which we have given birth to, that we want and wish to nurture and nourish. So, what I'd like for you to do is hold space for that energy. See that in front of you. As you see that thing in front of you, I want you to begin to send it the sound of nurturing. So imagine that energy, whatever it is, if it's a person, if it's your children, if it's a project you gave birth to, or if it's a relationship, whatever it is, see it, hold it, and contribute a sound to that energy. And now contribute a taste to that energy. Contribute a smell to that energy. And contribute a feeling to that energy. Now I want you to see that energy surrounded in the Creator's light, in this beautiful, pearlescent, unconditional light. And now I want to ask you if you'd like to know what it feels like, that you know how to, when to, where to, that it's safe for you to let go of your attachment, to let go of your attachments to those things that you gave birth to, those things that you created. And are you willing to let go so that they can grow and expand and become even greater than you could imagine for them? It's like that energy of, you've heard the story 1,000,001 times. Maybe it's you, of someone having parents that forced them into doing something, right? Forced them into going to law school or into a career that they didn't want. Perhaps it's a part of your culture, right? What does that create? Oftentimes it creates resentment. It creates anger. And we're looking to eradicate and eliminate those feelings. And the gift is to let go. So as you let go, what you're giving birth to now is the trust, is the certainty, is the safety that the universe, in creation and co-creation with that which you created, can create greater beyond what any of us can imagine. And so as you let go of all the attachments that you have to that thing, to that person, I want you to just watch them grow bigger and bigger and bigger and brighter and brighter and brighter than you ever imagined before. If this is your project, your passion, your dream, we've always been told, don't hold on to your dreams. Don't let go of your dreams. But letting go of them creates the space to create even more. So you can have an awareness of your dream and be so present that you're willing to allow it to become greater than you can imagine. And as you do that, I want you to begin to shift your awareness to your feelings and your emotions. Does it make you sad to let go? Where do you feel it in your body? Would you be willing to ask it to tell it thank you for serving you and that it can leave now? And who would you be without your attachments? Who would you be? Who are you without your attachments? And now what I'd like to do is I'd like to do the same exercise on you. So envision yourself in front of you, like you're looking in a mirror. And as you look at yourself in the mirror, I'd like to ask you, what are you attached to about yourself that if you let go, so much greater would be able to come into your life to contribute, to gift to you? What are you attached to? As you find it, you identify it. I want you to say thank you. Thank you for serving me. Thank you for being here. Thank you for contributing to my life. And now let that go. So as you let that go, all of a sudden, you may start to feel more vulnerable. You may start to feel a certain kind of sadness or melancholy. So would you like to know what it feels like to fill all of those spaces up with endless possibility? That you know how to, when to, where to, and that it's safe for you to choose greater for that in your life. I'm getting the message like it's like, when somebody has to have cancer removed, right? It's like you've been living with that thing, and then now all of a sudden it's removed because you want to heal. But then what happens to that space? So I want you to imagine filling that space with whatever you want to fill it with. Whatever would contribute to you, whatever makes you feel happy, whatever makes you feel light, fill that space up. Would you like to know what it feels like to know that you know how to, when to, where to, that it's safe for you to fill your energy up with joy, with happiness, with gratitude? If you'd like that, say yes. And would you like to know what it feels like and that you know how to, when to, where to choose always greater? That you know how to choose. It's safe for you to choose. Would you like to know what it feels like to be able to identify and be aware of the thoughts, feelings, and emotions of others that are not yours? And would you like to know what it feels like to let go of them, to be present with who you truly be? Would you like to know what it feels like and that you know how to look in the mirror and smile at absolutely everything? That you can be grateful for the being that is in front of you. And that you can do so without picking it apart, without saying, oh yeah, I love you, I'm thankful for you, but you could lose 10 pounds. Or, but your hair looks awful today. But you're sagging. But you didn't succeed at that thing. So we want you to love all of those things too, and recognize that they're a part of all that is. So last but not least, would you like to know that you are unconditional love, that you be unconditional love, and that unconditional love is your birthright? If you'd like that, say yes. Amazing. And now what I'd like you to do is take your palms and rub your palms together faster and faster and faster and faster and faster and faster and faster. Now take your palms and put your palms over your eyes. Your eyes are the windows to your soul. You ready? You can open your eyes, allow that energy to come into your body, into your being. And now take your hands and place your hands on your heart. Congratulate yourself and thank yourself for being here. Thank yourself for being so awesome, so aware, and so incredible. Guys, Have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful full moon. Be super aware today. Be super aware all the time, but really aware today. Keep asking, who does this belong to? What can I do with it? Can I change it? And if so, how? So have a wonderful evening. And if you are here for the moon meditations, I'll see you in 2 weeks for the new moon. The new moon in the sign of Aquarius. And what else? If you're in the daily downloads, which I think a lot of you are, I'll see you tomorrow. If you don't know what the daily downloads are, you'd like to become a member of the Live Alive program, and this is the first time you're hearing about it, please visit that. www.theprovocativeintuitive.com. Love you guys. Have an amazing day. Hasta luego. Mwah.